Rockstar and I am driving home from Little Rock and thought I would take this opportunity just to show you some of the color change that's going on here in the Ozarks. I'm just going through little small wide spot in the road rural area towns for the most part. Some of the color is still just beautiful here, but thought I would sort of let you know something that's going on in my life. This has not been a fun week at all. Not at all. Today is Wednesday morning, and a week ago today, well, let me start off by saying many of you, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I have a grand dog. Turn that radio down before I get into trouble with YouTube. I have a little grand dog. Her name is CocoBean, and she is a little 2.5-pound Chihuahua. And CocoBean is a little celebrity. She has been on covers of magazines, and she's the pet ambassador for a zoo, and okay, I'm coming to a little bit larger town, so I will come back in just a minute. Okay, I think I'm through this town, and oops, let me look up. I've decided this rider truck ahead of me must be going wherever I'm going, so I'm just going to sort of follow him. But anyway, back to Coco. As I said, many of you, I'm not real sure where I left off, but many of you, if you've followed me for very long, know that I have a grand dog, 2.5-pound Chihuahua, and my daughter never wanted children. She's never been married, has no real live children, just Coco. And Coco, you know, we all feel like our pets are our children. And I think in many respects, they certainly are our children. For her, most definitely. But Coco was 8 years old last week. And my daughter is extremely attentive to Coco. But last Wednesday, she noticed that Coco was walking a little funny and holding her head a little funny. And Thursday, when my daughter came home from work Thursday afternoon, her little hands were sort of wobbly, going in different directions, and so she knew there was something wrong. And her veterinarian is a pretty good drive from her, and she was going to be in the 5 o'clock traffic, so she called her veterinarian, and her veterinarian suggested that she go to a clinic that was closer to her, that is like a specialty clinic where they see just normal things with animals, but also they have a neurologist on staff, and they do a lot of specialized medicine for pets. So she suggested that Jennifer take her there, and Jennifer called, and they could see her right then, and luckily it was before they closed. And so she got her over there, and it's maybe 15 minutes from her house. She got her there, and the neurologist was there along with 2 other doctors in that clinic, and they all took Coco and went over her literally with a fine-tooth comb, and told Jennifer that there was definitely something wrong, and they felt like it was either her neck, maybe a neck injury, or her brain. And you know, they wanted to do two things. They first of all put her on some medication and to get her through the weekend, and then told Jennifer to watch her real close and to come back in. Made an appointment for Jennifer to come in Monday morning with her, and they would possibly do a CAT scan, CT scan on her to, you know, if they could rule out the neck injury. So, you know, Friday, Coco did okay, and Saturday night they were getting ready for bed, and my daughter has hardwood floors with area rugs, and when they were getting ready for bed, Coco slipped. Ooh, we almost had a little situation there. Coco slipped or fell, and my daughter didn't know if she was having a seizure, but it's just scared my daughter to death, literally. And she called me and was very upset. And so I told her I would come down. It's about a 2.5, 3 hour drive. So I got up Sunday morning and drove to Little Rock to be with her and go to the doctor with her Monday. And so we did take Coco to the doctor Monday, and they wound up doing a CAT scan or a CT scan, I'm not sure what you call the thing, and they also did a spinal tap. She has 2 spots on her brain. They really didn't know. They wanted to see if they could rule out a stroke, which they did. They ruled out a stroke, but there are 2 spots on this little bitty tiny, you know, you can only imagine she only weighs 2.5 pounds, how small her brain is. So they gave us a long list of things that it could be, from infection, we didn't know this, and most people probably wouldn't, but a lot of fertilizers that people put on their grass has cow manure that can be infected, and if dogs walk in it, they can become infected. You know, chemicals, that type of thing. Encephalitis, there are different forms of encephalitis that dogs can get. Of course, it could be tumors. And so we just really didn't know what we were dealing with. We had all these possibilities. She was there. It was sort of like a comedy. I will say a comedy of errors, although there's nothing comedic about it. But the part of town where the clinic is, after we had, Coco's appointment was at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock Monday morning, and when we got there, they had an emergency come in just prior to us getting there, and it was going to involve surgery from the neurologist who would do the CT scan. And so Coco just sort of was put on the back burner until they could get through with that emergency. But while they were in the middle of that emergency, a transformer blew right next door to the clinic, and I've forgotten how many thousands of people and businesses there were without electricity for a couple of hours. So that prolonged it even longer. But anyway, they did do the CAT scan, and they felt the need to do the spinal tap too. And we don't have all of the results back. We're supposed to hear from them later today, or my daughter is. I mean, we've been getting results back since then. As they know things, they're calling us, and her regular veterinarian is, of course, in on the loop here. But they've, you know, obviously it was not a neck injury, and she could have fallen. She runs lickety-split through the house on those hardwood floors, and, you know, jumps off the couch, and there are any numbers of ways she could have hurt herself. But unfortunately, that's not what this is. So we're just in a sort of wait-and-see mode. she's on a steroid. They did change that to prednisone, I guess, yesterday, and she's on an antibiotic. And we're just in a wait-and-see mode, but it's not good. Now, you know, she's been sort of out of it until really this morning, coming off of the anesthetic, and, you know, probably a little soreness from the spinal tap. But she got up this morning like nothing is wrong. So we don't know. But that's, I've not really been on social media at all. I've not watched, but I took my computer with me, but, you know, just really trying to help my daughter. I've not been in the mood to do anything YouTube wise, for sure. You know, sometimes in our life there are just, as much as we love everybody, and I certainly love all of you who watch my videos and comment and care about what's going on in my life, because I think if you didn't care about what was going on in my life, you certainly wouldn't be watching me. But I knew I needed to be with my daughter, and that's the most important thing right now, is to be supportive of her as she's going through this, because for her this truly is like her child, her baby. And I know that many of you can relate to that. So, you know, they can't tell us anything, you know, definitive, and they may not ever be able to. You know, they've thrown out, after the CT scan and the spinal tap, they are throwing out words like lymphoma and just, you know, different kinds of tumor. They do think if these are tumors on her brain, that they're very rare, because it's not something that they can identify. They have sent her all of her stuff off to have it read by other people. Hopefully, you know, someone can diagnose what it is, and then, you know, then we know what we're dealing with, and we can deal with it. But this morning, Coco is like her old self. She's playing, and just, she and my daughter have this morning routine, little ritual that they go through every morning, and she was just right on top of everything. She knew exactly, you know, well, you just never know anything was wrong with her, so that's good for sure. They've assured us that she's probably not in any pain whatsoever, which is good too. We just don't know we don't know where we are, so we don't know what to expect. So I had to come back home because we have a wedding to go to in Memphis, and so I needed to do some things to get ready for this wedding, things that I would have already done this week. And then we'll come back from the wedding and leave the following week for Florida for Thanksgiving. And then we'll be just back and forth till the first of the year. My husband and I both went to Memphis State. Of course, back when we went to college there, it was called Memphis State. It's no longer Memphis State. It's the University of Memphis, but we still call it Memphis State. And they have a very good football team, and they are bowl eligible. Or this is the first year in a long time they've had a decent team. Let me put it that way. So they are bowl eligible right now, and so we're just hopefully waiting to see if they are going to be invited to a bowl, because we will definitely go wherever that is. We're hoping it's a warm climate. But so between now and the time he has to go back to school in January, we're going to be all over the place, back and forth from our home in Arkansas to our home in Florida. And so if, you know, those of you who have been following me for a long time know that I try my best to reply to every single comment. I just have always felt like if you took the time to leave a comment, I felt felt like I should be able to find the time to respond to you, but I am just right at 10,000 subscribers, and I'm putting out more videos than I've ever put out, and because of that I'm getting more responses, and I'm loving reading every single comment. So I certainly don't want you to stop leaving me comments, because I love them. But if I don't answer your comment, just know that I'm sort of in a situation where I'm not able to answer it. I'm on the road, or you know, there's company, or those of us who make YouTube videos, one thing we can do is we can make videos, we can sit down and maybe film a few and then edit them and then schedule them to be published on YouTube whenever, on a certain day at a certain time. So, you know, when you see a video, that doesn't necessarily mean that it was, many times they are filmed right prior to them being put up on YouTube, but a lot of times too they are done days, if not weeks, and sometimes months. I've never done that. I've done them a week out before, one or two, but usually I film mine the day, or the day before, maybe, depending on what my schedule is. So mine are fairly recent, but I'm going to try my best to film some videos when I have chances and just have them ready to go, so that there's some continuity, I guess. But if I'm not responding to your comments, you know, it's not because I don't want to, it's just that I'm not where I can. Or maybe at that point in time I have so many comments that it's sort of overwhelming. Ooh, look at the colors up right there. I hope you can see this. This is beautiful. I hope you live someplace where you get to experience the changing of the colors. We're late. We're part of this cold front that's coming through, and it's going to be so cold for a while. So this is probably, after another few days, this will be gone. So anyway, I wanted you to know what was going on with the little Coco, and especially because I know so many of you enjoy those videos, and you have your own fur babies, and you know what that is to love them. Bagel is doing fine. I had an appointment this past Monday to take Bagel to get all of her shots and her be checked over, and I'd noticed just this last month that all of a sudden Bagel is losing the hair on her ears, both ears. She just has bald spots underneath. You know, you don't really notice them unless you're looking for them, but they're quite large bald spots. So my husband had to take her to the vet the other day for me, and low thyroid. They get it too, don't they? So she's taking some medication for that. You know, that's not life-threatening. I may have to get her some little hair pieces to cover those bald spots, I guess. Wouldn't that be cute? Hey, maybe that's a business. Maybe I could patent that. That's an idea. Anyway, listen, I hope you're having a great day. If you're in part of the part of the country where this cold wave is going through, just stay warm. Just do your best to stay warm, and I'll see you soon. Oh, I may, if you don't see a video from me Sunday or Monday, you know, it's just my little red box video, or the continuation of showing you my makeup inventory. You know that it's just, I haven't had time. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.